Ni hao.
Damn, dude, I was not expecting. I was not expecting it to be like that. Okay,
What's wrong?
When we listen. I know we had a whole bit here.
We were ready.
I know we were ready too.
You took a whole breath.
I know, but that took me off. That was crazy. I did not expect you to. I was gonna be like Dajaha.
No, there you go.
But you like the way you said it was so crazy to me.
There's a YouTube short. Again, I deleted TikTok. I haven't had Instagram in many years. So there's a YouTube short, and it was literally the white boy pronounces Chinese perfectly to Chinese people, and they all get so happy.
Oh my god!
It's in a Chinese restaurant, and I was like, I can't believe this is a real short. Like,
it's a whole genre. It's a whole genre of YouTube. Like white guy speaks perfect Mandarin.
It's the most brain rotted thing. Like, this is a joke. This is a joke we say. Lance says this frequently, and it's a whole video.
White guy speaks. White guy orders joke in perfect Mandarin. Shocks patrons.
He's the waiter, you know. So it's a little bit turned. But I'm like, how did you get a whole video out of this? Oh, anyway, hey, listeners. We're here. We're here to talk about a good movie between a couple of good friends. I'm Keigen and Lan. Lan's the one who was shocked.
Lan's the one friend who's too woke.
Yeah.
you put too much Americanization on ni hao.
That's fine. It's okay. I don't know Chinese. I was scared. I was
scared. You saying it's scared?
I was saying it's scared. Last night, because Salt refused to watch this movie. Okay.
Yeah. Can we go over that real quick? Because like we've been planning this for a while. You know, we've been on the docket for a while.
For some time, for like 8 weeks. We knew this was coming up, and he had only looked it up when he had said, "Oh, is this what we're doing this weekend?" And I was like, "No, look at the schedule. This is what we're doing this weekend." And he's like, "Okay." Looked it up. He said, "I will not watch that. It's 3 hours long." Which, maybe
I should go through the list of films that Salt has seen that are 3 hours long. Does he have the patience to watch?
This is a recent thing, the refusal. And maybe it's not super recent. Like, in reality, he's probably been like, man, 3 hour movies suck. But I know we discussed it recently, and he was like, no, 3 hours is too long. I stand by my principles that 3 hours is too long. And I mean, I don't fully agree all the time, right? I think some movies should be 3 hours long, but it's very difficult to earn.
In this case, I understand it. Like, after watching the movie, I'm like, I get it. I get why. Damn, this guy actually likes TV shows. I think that's even worse than not wanting to watch a long movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has the patience for Zack Snyder's Justice League, Seven Samurai, Killers of the Flower Moon, Avatar: Way of Water, JFK. The 12th annual on cinema Oscar special, Drive My Car. So it's not that he doesn't, just to defend Salt here, it's not that he doesn't have the patience for 3 hour movies.
I mean, he watches a lot of movies in chunks also already, which is why even more I was like, why don't you just watch this movie? Like,
in chunks, but yeah.
I think it was a timing thing too. He didn't want to, and it's easier to just pass it. But he is being a big baby, and he said, I won't watch a 3 hour movie.
The defense ends here.
Yeah, I just think it's a well-rounded discussion about Salt refusing to be here today, but he wasn't arrested or anything, so that you can put. Did you say
arrested or harassed?
Arrested, yeah.
Okay, because we did harass him.
We did harass him.
We did do that. We did do that. Yeah,
that's true.
Arresting, no.
I mean, I'm still kind of harassing him. He's just not here.
Yeah, he's not here. We're talking shit behind his back. Yeah. Well, it's technically in front of him if he's listening to this episode. It's just
he could be here. He could be here if he cared enough. He could be here to listen to us talking shit. I did kind of think like I keep trying to pitch this kind of thing where it's like, okay, Salt, don't even do it. Just come on and we'll talk about it. What that would
explaining what's it called? Movie-splaining, perhaps.
Yeah. but not doing that. Not doing that this time. It's just us two and the movie, the 3 hour movie that we have referred to and not actually explained what it is the battle at Lake Changjin. Changjin. I don't know how to say that right.
Changjin, yeah, that's right.
2021 Chinese war drama propaganda film. Why did you pitch this, Lan? Why did this happen?
So we've done wow, am I already blanking on the name of our own show? Infinite Justice.
Oh, okay. Infinite Justice.
And we did Infinite Justice 2. And those were very
Right.
American, the stuff
Yeah.
related to American propaganda, right? I
Right.
figured we haven't really done much in terms of propaganda films from other countries, and namely like overt propaganda, because like there are a lot of movies that you could say are propaganda but aren't
Right.
like state funded, right?
Mhm.
Like just look at Catherine Bigelow's latter half of her career, right?
Got her. Boom, roasted.
But I was thinking of the options, and Battleship Potemkin, Battle of Algiers, both like solid choices, but I wanted to go for something a bit more controversial. Not necessarily in like what it portrays, but like how good it actually is.
Well,
So
I mean, and
I-
also like white people's reaction to this is very
Mhm.
apparent, very very quick to see if you look it up at all or know anything about it. And so it's like, yeah, I like it as a choice too, especially because Battle of Algiers, like I want to watch that movie, and when I do, I'm going to be like, oh, that was a banger, right?
Mhm.
I didn't know. I like my opinion's kind of already set on Battle of Algiers.
Right.
I didn't know how I was going to feel about this movie, so I think I enjoyed that process more than I would have if you pitched Battle of Algiers.
The other part is also the talent behind this one, because there is quite a bit of like significant talent behind this one. The directors, or two of the directors here, are Chen Kaige and Sui Hark, or Shuka. These are guys with long, storied careers. Chen Kaige made the incredible Farewell My Concubine. Again, Sui Hark, you could just look at his Wikipedia, the amount of incredible films that he's got his hands in. Truly, there's a huge list. So for him to be making a movie like this, it's interesting because it's like these are guys that are talented. Like these are talented directors working on this. So can they make a good movie out of something that is, again, markedly state propaganda?
Yeah, like literally propaganda.
Yeah. And again, when I say state propaganda here, it's not necessarily to say that as a pejorative, right? Like that's the other aspect of this, is like, is that a pejorative when we're looking at this film?
Right. Yeah. And I'm most interested in that conversation in terms of like, not even, we'll get to it, but just as everyone, as listeners know, I hate summaries, so we're probably just gonna run through the movie real quick, which is really very simple anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then we'll just kind of talk about our reactions, talk about that. The whole propaganda piece is a fascinating thing here, especially as an American raised on like 80s action movies, right? So like but to get into the summary, this is based on the real event. It's at the start of the Korean War. I think that's right.
Yeah, just in the middle
during the Korean War. Just a major one of the major early conflicts, war battles there in Korea. The decisive, kind of like really really big deal though, this one. One of the interesting things immediately is that, like, okay, battle at Lake Changjin is itself propaganda, because like most people call it the Battle of Chosin Reservoir, like named after the name of the reservoir from South Korea's perspective, but Lake Changjin is the DPRK's name for it, and I'm like, that's already awesome. Like, it's already so sick that we already have propaganda just in the title of the movie. It rules. But it basically, if the movie itself mostly follows the Seventh Company, and a few characters in it, including the brothers Kwan Lee. Oh, real quick. Also, I couldn't find a sub of this movie.
I couldn't find a sub either. Well, thankfully, this movie is on Tubi, which has got everything, including Battle of Algiers. So if after this you feel like, I want to watch some more, or if you want to watch a good one, you can watch Battle of Algiers in the same spot. Except the issue is here it's dubbed, so it
is awful. Like I did not. It's really funny. Kendra got home. I was like 45 minutes into it. She got home from work and she was like unpacking her lunch and putting her stuff away. And she was like, I don't understand how I know this, but are you watching a dub right now? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I could immediately tell it's really bad, huh? And I'm like, the dub is horrible. It's extremely bad. And there's a few key moments that I'm like, man, this probably hit hard if it wasn't a dub. So that's the other thing. The pronunciations of all of these names are probably like, I have no idea.
They say Kwan Lee when it's really supposed to be like Chan Lee.
Yeah, they hit the U so hard on it too.
On a name that doesn't have a name that doesn't have a U in it.
It doesn't have a U in it at all. So it's really bad. So yeah, is it Chan Lee?
Yeah, it's Chan Lee.
Okay. Well, those brothers, one is the commander and the other one sneaks in. It basically follows them going from being commanded to travel to the lake to fight the UN forces, the UN-US forces. And it follows them on this like insane path, just as you'd expect in a war film. You know, they have to travel through freezing cold. They get bombs dropped on them. Their train gets stopped. They get shot on a bunch of rocks. And so, you know, 2/3 of the movie is the journey there, and then the last hour is the actual battle. And, you know, it hits all those typical tropes that you expect out of a war movie. You know, you get to meet the band of brothers, and you grow to fear for their lives, and watching them battle is intense and cool and stuff like that. But what was your kind of reaction to the whole journey, Lan? What were you thinking as the movie was showing you what happened leading up to the battle?
When you title a movie like Battle at Lake Changjin, and you make it 3 hours, there's an expectation that like the titular Lake Changjin or the chosen reservoir shows up within a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah,
you know. So, I did look at like how long it took for them to get to that point, and it's like way over halfway through the movie.
Oh, it's way past it. Yeah, it's like past an hour 45 even. And I mean, there's like it's crazy too because there's no battle scene between.
No, it's all prep. And it's the thing is like I'm okay with prep ahead of the battle, right? And I'm okay with, you know, the climactic battle happening in the 3rd hour of the movie. That's fine. It's just that like the stuff between that point and the beginning of the movie needs to be interesting to keep me, you know, keep me wanting to actually go and witness the battle at hand. And you know, in other movies you would have that take place in the form of like the political side of things, you know, like what are the political forces behind these soldiers doing? Because at the end of the day, the soldiers are, of course, the focus of the movie, right? It's their struggle, but at the same time, they are chess pieces in the scope of the political landscape, right? And to see those hands being moved, I think that's where the propaganda aspect or the state aspect of it is. It's like this movie is very not reticent, but very selective in how much it chooses to involve the political and then the state in this movie.
Yeah, no, I really like that point. Which I mean, not really to its credit, just in conjunction with what you're saying, I think. So, okay, first of all, I watched this movie in a bunch of sittings. Like, I don't think I could have ever sat down and watched, especially the dub, in 3 hours. Maybe if it was in theaters, in like a nice theater, not even a nice theater, if like my local indie theater with subs, maybe I could sit through. Maybe I could sit through it. The dub was very, very irritating to me, though. So like the first sitting was only like 40 minutes. I watched like the first 40 minutes of the movie, and then the second one was like 30 minutes, and I got a phone call. I got a work phone call or something that just snowballed. And then I did sit and watch the last hour in one sitting. You know, I got up to pee and stuff like that. But you know, also a million ads, like a treacherous number of ads.
Oh yeah, the ads were actually crazy. It was like once every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was nuts. And it was like between 4 and 7 ads every break. And I think pausing it made the ads worse for me too. So all of that aside, though, the experience of watching this movie wasn't like fantastic. But the first 45 minutes, it does literally all of the political stuff. And it's so quick. But it's also so there's like zero substance to it, right? We meet Mao. I got very excited when Mao was on screen. I was like, "That's my boy."
Very cool portrayal of Mao, I will say. I was like kind of shocked at how good it was. Like,
he's a chill guy, you know. He's just kind of he's a good leader, a glorious leader. So but he really is just kind of like, does this need to happen? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Oh, my son wants to go. Bring him. Like it's
y'all
so
be
quick.
easy now. Y'all be easy now.
Yeah, and then like the alternate side, the UN side, General MacArthur is just like the ugliest guy ever.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Incredible casting.
It's crazy, man. Like he just is just totally army mogging. I don't even. He's old
Army
Maxon.
munted. He's General MacArthur is Chad fishing the whole time, when in reality he should be gesture maxing like Mao Zedong.
He's like constantly like just like I don't even know, grimacing. He's just grimacing toward the camera about this war, and I do love it. That was like the first.
I do
moment.
appreciate when MacArthur is portrayed as like a chump.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
and frankly, -1 could have taken a hint from that. They could have easily brought in a guy that looks like a chump and say, "Hey, this is General MacArthur. He ain't doing shit about Godzilla."
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think that was one of my first pings that like, oh, okay, this is like fun propaganda, right?
Yeah,
like almost, you know, woke people will watch a war movie from the past, be like, oh, they're portraying this person so racistly, right? And I'm like, nah, they got it here though. They did it. They put General MacArthur up and they were a little racist to him, and that's how you do this right. Like they get what they were doing. And so like the intentionality there of like looking at how the US has made propaganda. Man, maybe they weren't looking directly at that. Maybe they were just like, we understand the thing here is to make him look like a chump. So let's make him look like a chump. But it's the same idea, right? It's so funny. Like just this I like, as an American, getting to see something like that, purposefully looking at him and going like, what a piece of shit, right? Like, this guy sucks. I'm doing it in a like completely unbalanced way is great. I loved it.
Yeah. Like, I can appreciate very one-sided storytelling if it's funny and B,
funny
good.
Enough. Yeah,
and I mean, funny enough, but not intentionally funny. And I think that's the other issue I have here, is that a lot of the things that I find funny about this movie maybe aren't, except for the MacArthur stuff. That is very intentionally, like.
Yeah. Okay. So and again, just to like bring back to why I brought it up at all is like that's all the politics. That's all the
Hmm.
background. It's not. It's like it's kind of it expects you to know, like North South Korea, like this stuff's crazy, right? Okay, let's get into this then. And then yeah, genuinely, the rest of it is the Seventh Infantry, like them traveling over. We get the train ride, and they talk about how their number is every single soldier who's ever been part of it. We count them, and then like I think the most effective thing about the journey is how often so few people die from the bombs and stuff.
Hmm.
And it's always like a ridiculous number of bombs getting chopped. Like the explosions are crazy, right? And it's always like, oh, two guys died, you know?
Yeah.
And that's also like awesome propaganda, you know? Like, look at all that. Look at all how much did that each missile cost? How much damage did each missile do? Right. And obviously, there's other war aspects of it, like destroying the train. Obviously, it meant that their travel through the mountains was going to be harder on them. Maybe more people would have died traveling there, and they're more tired when they get there. But even still, it's that sort of thing where it's like all that for what? Like, and it just I mean, I think it works against the entire message of the movie, but also it's just like how dumb is war? How stupid is this? Like,
The futility of
meaningless.
it. And I mean, that's
Yeah.
the other interesting aspect here is that, like, at the end of the day, what are they trying to say about war in and of itself, right? Like, what the movies that come to mind, actually, recently I watched, well, when I say recently, like in the past few years, one was Full River Red, which was directed by Zhang Yimou, and the other one was 100 Yards. Both of these movies pretty good until the very end, because the very end they really have to bend over backwards to be like, violence is not the solution, even though you've literally watched a movie where guys kill each other like just real haphazardly. At the end of the day, violence is not the solution. So I was wondering, like, going into this movie, is that what the approach is going to take? Is like, despite all the violence that we're about to see, both being done to the soldiers and being done by the soldiers, is the moral, I guess, or the conclusion here that violence is not the solution.
No.
I don't know.
Like, it really, I don't know that it has a perspective. And it's interesting because I can find a perspective through this story that communistly is good, right? Like, because we look at the world stage, right? And obviously China is a major defender of DPRK.
Yeah.
Which is true, right? And like DPRK is the most communist nation, right? Doing things that way. And it's like, I don't think China actually as a state wants to say that though. Because like there's
It's
enough capitalism there
yeah.
that they don't really want a billion people wanting what's going on in the DPRK.
I think
But-
the thing here is like the protection element, right? Like,
right. Which is
you
cool.
know,
I
yeah.
like that's
and it's
dope.
not anything that's new, right? Like we've seen it with Soviet movies, Soviet era movies. Like the idea of the protectionary older brother, in the state mindset of like, this is us offering our strength and our power to one of our ideological allies, right? Like we sacrifice so much for
who is
them.
being attacked for unjust
Yes.
reasons.
Exactly.
Right. And I don't think it hits that on the head good enough though. Do you?
No, that's the issue, is that like
Yeah.
it's so overlong that it kind of loses a vision of like what it's trying to say very early on, to the point that when you get to the battle, you're like, all right, this is like an interestingly done battle. Like the other thing we forgot to mention is this movie came out in 2021 and was filmed during the pandemic, and very early on you can tell it was filmed during the pandemic. But in spite of that, like that final battle is done really well. Like I'll give the film credit. Like the scale and the production is surprising, not only for something that is again COVID era, but something from the directors who are steering the ship here. That being said, I had completely checked out by that point.
Yeah.
I was like, just visually, like sensory wise, is nice. It's just like I don't care. I'm sorry.
Yeah, uh I don't think I had the exact same thing, but I was I don't think it was checked out. It was more like I was galaxy braining about the whole thing by that point, that I was just like thinking about.
That's when the creatine really hit.
No. The creatine was the next day.
Oh.
Or it was in between. It was in between. It was actually before I had watched the final battle at all. But I was already like, oh, okay, I get what this thing is. Because I watched it across like 4 days. I hate doing that. But like I think it really was I started thinking about the like public reaction to this movie, right? And thinking about like I think one of the big comparisons I'm thinking about is Top Gun, the new Top Gun,
Maverick.
right?
Okay.
Maverick. Because it's like, the homies immediately are, damn, what good propaganda, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of comparison points to it too, and the way the battle treats white people, the American soldiers, not white people, American soldiers, they're these faceless goons like all the time, right? There's like four guys with faces, and it's awesome. They're just constantly killing these guys in helmets, showing these guys in helmets flying planes, and the planes just explode. You don't see any bodies because they're not people. They're just soldiers. And it's awesome. That's really similar to how Top Gun Maverick does its thing too, except for Top Gun Maverick is a coward, and you don't even really know who's
the enemy.
fighting.
It literally is the enemy. The movie repeatedly says we are fighting the enemy. The enemy has weapons of mass destruction or whatever.
Yeah, but and I'm like thinking about the general audience of Top Gun Maverick sitting down watching that movie and being like, oh shit, cool planes. But thinking about how different this is being a historical event.
Yeah, and I think this is also what sets it apart from movies like Battle of Algiers, right? Like Battle of Algiers was made just a couple of years after that conflict had happened, and it featured people that were in the conflict as like background actors or within the film. And in a similar way, there are, people's volunteer army, or not volunteer army, people's the PLA, right? Is that the Chinese anyway? But the difference here is that I think so.
I have the battle right now.
No, I'm talking about the People's Liberation Army. Army. PLA, yeah. But the difference is that, like, Battle of Algiers, again, just a couple of years of difference between the actual conflict and when the movie was made. Battle at Lake Changjin was a solid 70 years.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
70 years of difference. And so it is difficult to be like, yeah, this is a very historical retelling, when in reality, like, the further away you get away from a conflict, the more likely you are to embellish details.
Yeah.
Right? Just
totally.
Because, like, half the people that were there are dead now, right?
Yeah. And especially it's the thing of the story grows anyway, because it's like, I don't know. I didn't do a deep dive on like how this was written really. But I'd imagine there are some real, people, there's journals, or there's after there's reports on things that happened right to the 7th. And like those stories though grow in an embellishment just as the individual is telling them, let alone once you put them on screen. Right. So it's like, yeah, that sick tank fight, maybe that happened. Like, that's awesome. But maybe it was like way less cool than that also. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things here too is again, I think that the like lack of real point to the fight, because war movies do that all the time too, right? The war is futile. The futility of battle is like one of the most common war themes that I've ever seen. But like this doesn't really do that. This is propaganda for how awesome the Chinese army was,
to the point where we don't see Koreans
at all. Yeah. They're completely. They don't
completely absent.
Yeah. And it's
and again, that's the Big Brother aspect of it, right? Like it's like this is us like helping our little brother, our little ideological brother.
I'm happy they didn't have to partake in this.
Yeah,
this is the kind of thing we protect.
That's, you know what? I am kind of glad that we didn't see any Korean soldiers, because I feel like that would have been even more of a look at how inutile and what's the word?
Their portrayal passive. Is just super racist. Just a ton of
some people take Chinese, what we consider to be a noble savage view of our ideological brethren.
I think there should. I would like to consume more Chinese on other Asian racism. That's what I'm trying to do in 2026.
Okay, that's a
see how other races are racist is what I'm trying to look at.
Multilateral racism is what we're trying to explore this year.
I'm tired of white animals. I'm tired of white people on other people's racism. We gotta get other things in the mix, you know.
First off, the Japanese. You thought you had it easy, buddy. We're coming for you first.
Yeah. It's the easiest one. They're always
the easiest one.
They're always showing
Japanese on Chinese, Japanese on Korean, Japanese on Filipino, Japanese on Southeast Asia in general. It's really an endless reservoir.
They're kind of the U.S. of the Asian continent. They just kind of start shit with everyone for some reason. What's wrong with them?
Well, you know, the land was promised to them 3,000 years ago.
Oh, no. See, I was going to go that route. And then I was like, I don't want to compare anyone to them except the U.S. We deserve it right now.
Exhausting is a good way to describe this film, honestly.
Yeah, it's so.
Like, I think about it, you know, I'm like, this movie could absolutely be like an hour shorter.
Yeah, I mean, I also am just like, I don't have a
I hate saying that about long movies. Yeah, that's the other thing. Is like there have been good war movies that have been shorter, right? Like Paths of Glory. Regardless of how you feel about the subject matter, hour and a half gets the job done pretty quickly, right? Battle of Algiers also like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah,
it's very simple, is what I'm saying. To do a good war film.
I think the real issue with this movie textually, like, or like the experience of this movie is like they work so hard at the sentimentality part. Mm-hmm. And there's just not a point at the end. It really is, you have to add in the Big Brother stuff to do it, because it's not enough in the movie. And then it's just kind of like, you wasted my time for me to finish the movie for you in my own brain, you know?
Fanficking my headcanoning my way towards
headcanoning history. Like,
also, I just need to issue a correction. Battle of Algiers was 2 hours. However, this could have easily also been 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, and truly, it's like and the last battle is cool. Like, it's technically cool, and there's a lot of cool set pieces too. I really like how often they shoot out the lights. They just like aim and shoot the light out in the different things. It's sick. It's cool. They're doing cool things the whole time. Cool explosions. Like
very similar thing to the recent Zorro we covered for our bonus episode, where a lot of guys get their heads stabbed.
You know? A lot of guys get their heads stabbed.
A lot of guys get their heads stabbed.
Yeah, it's true. but yeah, it's just, and then he even makes the previous 2 hours, like the action scenes that do happen in the previous 2 hours. It's like, why'd you need to do that? Like, why'd you have to do the like burning houses you went and fought guys in them? You know, I do like when they're getting shot by the planes on the rocks, though. That was actually a tense scene that worked for me. But like, you just need that one. You just need that, and the train getting blown up, and then walk through the snow, and now it's the battle. Like, that's all. Even if you want to do the sentimentality stuff, like you want to make me feel for them, that's all you need. You didn't need. There's like literally a whole hour of traveling that is just like, okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
And again, there is a way to make a good movie out of traveling. Traveling
Right.
to a spot. It's just that wasn't this movie.
Right.
It's just so what they say, sometimes the journey is better than the destination. Not in this case.
Yeah.
Not in this case.
Yeah, that's true.
Peace and love to all the great soldiers that died on the way there, but
Yeah, those are
this ain't about you.
Maoist brothers. They deserved better. Okay, so respect on their name. They are revolutionary martyrs.
Yeah,
thank you for your service.
I do enjoy that this movie took the time to talk about Mao Zedong's son, who got blown to pieces.
Sorry.
It's a good touch. Adding that, it's not a funny matter, man.
It's not a funny
matter.
That guy died. This is not a joke at all.
His mom got killed by KMT, bro. It's not funny.
Damn. Hope someone caught him.
The KMT? Yeah, I think there was a whole revolution about that, actually.
Okay,
about
good.
The KMT being overthrown.
I was worried. I'm just going through my notes. The egg cracking. I always love when that's the egg that is cracked from the outside is destined to be eaten. If you crack the egg from the inside, you might be an eagle. Good stuff. Seeing the Great Wall gave them a boom.
That one actually, that was good. Honestly, the eagle egg thing, that one stuck with me because I'm like, you know what? That's true, actually.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. I saw that like on Blue Sky recently, the like egg, that whole thing, and I was like, that's awesome. What a sick. But the eagle thing, even more, yeah, it's real good. I do have one historical note that I thought was funny when I was going through the Wikipedia. Let me find it. Is it the prelude or is it? I think it's has to do with the Americans. Yeah, Americans. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Although the 1st Marine Division landed at Wonsan as part of Almond's U.S. X Corps, Almond and Major General Oliver P. Smith of the 1st Marine Division shared a mutual loathing of each other that dated back to a meeting before the landing at Incheon, when Almond had spoken of how easy amphibious landings are, even though he had never been involved in one.
That's incredible. Holy crap.
So good. I saw that line and I was like, oh shit, like that's hilarious.
A-tier rage fading.
So funny. Yeah, man. Those landings are so easy.
It's so easy, bro.
Then other homie,
I can do it in my sleep, bro.
He's never even done it. Yeah, but man, it's just the boat does all the work, man. The front part comes down and then you run. Like, what is...
It's equivalent to Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Talking about 9/11.
If Mark Wahlberg was like a pilot or something and was saying it to the pilot who like didn't save the day, like it's like these two guys have the same job and he's like, yeah, your job's super easy. He's like, you haven't even done my job. And then they hate each other forever. Oh, it's so good. So I love those notes. And I think that's part of the thing of this movie too, is like it doesn't have any of that because everybody is great and incredible and a great warrior.
Glorious, glorious, glorious.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Any other notes you have on this? Any funny little?
Not really. I mean, it was a movie for sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy that this was not only the highest grossing foreign film or non-English foreign film up until last year. We was unseated by Ne Zha 2.
It's crazy.
But it was at one point the highest grossing Chinese film of all time.
Yeah.
And I think now it's still in second place, which again, crazy.
Yeah.
Just
crazy.
I mean,
is Top Gun better than this?
Oh,
Top Gun Maverick.
Like, I hate having to say yes.
Yeah.
But
I hate having. I mean, I was also thinking, is Avatar better than this? And obviously, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it was like, then go down the line.
I think that's the aspect of it's like it's not that the propaganda is better. It's just on a craft level.
Yes.
Like again, those opening moments, like with the boat on the fake river and the fake everything,
the sky,
the fake house,
the sky. It almost like it. There's enough uncanny there that I'm like, this.
There's a way to get away with the uncanny.
That's how I was feeling the whole time. Like, what's the old AI generator video or image generator?
The
like first one. The first one that was not the first one, but like the first one that was Mid-Journey. It's very Mid-Journey in a lot of places.
To make a comparison, so 100 Yards came out in 2023. That does a very interesting thing where its set pieces look like it's part of a play, right? There's a very
that's cool.
Not fake looking, but like you can tell that this is like the end of the stage, like right? The facade, and it plays into that. It feels like a stage play in film format, which is very cool. And I think it makes the film look a lot better than say this movie, right? And I think if they really wanted to, they could have pulled that off with this movie as well. Add to that stage play film adaptation kind of vibe, but it didn't go that route. So
yeah, I mean, I think I like not knowing your limitations is always one of the biggest issues in any artistic pursuit, right? Like not knowing you can't pull this thing off is cool swing, like good job, like you went for it. But it's like I love it when they realize that and they do something cool like that. And
here's another thing I'll say is that like a lot of people will be like, this is the kind of movie you get out of talent like Chen Kaiga and Sui Hark. But the thing you have to realize is that like as you become a fan of Chinese cinema, you just have to accept that all these guys are washed now. Zhang Yimou washed, Sui Hark washed, Chen Kaiga washed, Johnny To, hate to say it, but washed. So I think it's not that part that I'm disappointed with. If anything, this is par for the course.
Okay, yeah. I mean, goats get washed. It don't mean
goats get washed, and honestly, in the Chinese and Hong Kong film industry, actually even the Indian film industry, I think that's the one beautiful thing that brings the continent of Asia together is that we're encountering a mass psychosis event amongst all its directors, where every single one is washed.
All the goats getting washed. At least they're clean now, At least they smell good, because they're washed. Yeah. I mean, it's not like a failure of a film either, though.
It's not.
It's just like really the thing I was thinking about more than anything in this movie was like, how did if I worked in a hotel in Hong Kong, what are the conversations I could have had with people about this movie? That's what's fascinating to me, because like you go to Letterboxd and you see the white people talking about it, and it's like everyone's calling this propaganda, but how many movies are funded by the DoD? And I'm like, that's not the point. Like, yes, it's propaganda. So I want to know how people are reacting to the propaganda, right? Like, that's what I'm interested in.
Is it effective propaganda?
When I say that.
And it's hard to say that as two people who are not Chinese.
Idea. Right. I'm in California. I can't possibly say if this is moving or not. I don't think it is, but I also don't think like a US movie made about a similar battle. That wouldn't have moved me either. Again, I have a low tolerance for war movies. So it's like, I don't know.
It's not that it has to be Chinese specific, right? Like Battle of Algiers is something that's very localized to that community. However, the propagandist, I guess, elements, or the ideological elements, we'll say ideological elements of that film translate to a multinational audience, right?
Yeah.
Here,
and I think that's
I don't see
the
that
ideology
translation.
Like, what is the ideology?
What is the ideology? Exactly.
Right. It's like there's at least a degree of it that is like collectivism, right? Like there is enough of that where it's like this particular group is they're brothers, they're a family, and they're winning, right? But it's not enough. It's not enough there. And the Big Brother stuff isn't there enough either, that it's like, I don't feel like this ideology is extremely moving. That really is kind of where I think it doesn't, I would think it wouldn't work as propaganda. But again, I don't know. I'm interested in that. That is most of what I was thinking about while I was watching this movie. Yeah.
Well, I think that's the movie.
I think that
not really
is
much else to say. Do you think Salt dodged a bullet here?
I really wish he watched it. I
really wish he watched it. I don't think he dodged a bullet, unfortunately.
He wouldn't have enjoyed it. What would he?
But I think he would have had some interesting things to say about it, is the thing.
Yeah, the one of the big ones is like Salt mentions this a lot, and it's like the DoD funds insane movies, right? Like insane movies get money from the DoD. That like. Nobody reviewed the script, it was not influenced. They just ended up getting money from it because a producer knew how to ask for money from the DoD to get a bump in pay for somebody, right? Or to launder money. However, right, the DoD has so much money, they can just give it away if they want. And I was thinking about that in particular when I was looking at Letterboxd reviews, because I'm just like, it's so much more complicated than just calling something propaganda, right? What else Salt would have liked the explosions, but not the fake ones, not the fake looking ones. I wonder how he would have thought about the like sparkler ones, like the grenades, because a lot of the times the grenade would explode and it would just be like sparklers, and I was like, that was an interesting choice to like differentiate it from other explosions, but like, nobody died from that. The tanks were cool though.
Tanks were cool. That tank sequence, very fun. Very fun.
Yeah. When they shoot the mountain and then the other tank rolls down the mountain because it doesn't have, have anything to stand on. That was sick.
I think it is also really, I guess funny and is not the word. That
people died.
One segment where the guy is like, singing, and then the tank or the truck flips over. Oh yeah. And then he gets stuck under the tank.
Yeah. That was the one that I was just like, just don't dub it. They were like dubbing his noises, his dying sounds.
That's the thing. That's what made it funny.
Like, why are you didn't need to dub this? Like that moment could have moved me. I could have been moved. It was he was driving the smoke away so that the planes wouldn't be able to find him anymore. Like the whole thing was it was like, okay, this is actually the moment in the movie. And it was like, why are you dubbing his noises? I can understand his noises. Ridiculous. And I do think that the after part of that dragged on way too long. But then homie lit his pipe on the rubble, and that was awesome. So it kind of wrapped back around. That was sick. Like that's kind of the dream, you're on a battlefield and you get to light your pipe with some smoky rubble. Like that's awesome. It was sick. I also forgot the Christmas stuff was really extremely good. It was so funny. They like on the side of the mountain, they're like, "What do you hear?" He said, "Merry Christmas." It's like, what's that? It's a dumb honky holiday. It's so good. It's so funny. It's like, and even like that's one of the ideological moments of the movie too, where it's like, oh look, the Americans are celebrating their stupid holiday in the middle of war. These warmongering, pathetic people. It's like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Like, I like this. That was good.
Yeah, and while we're at it, fuck Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. Christmas who?
Christmas who? Christmas one.
Yeah, so true.
Christmas Zhongwen.
Oh,
Thank you.
I won't try to say it. I won't try to say
Thank you.
it.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank God.
Listen, one day. Listen. Come free my people. Come free my people.
Oh, yes.
I'll learn the language.
They definitely need
I'll
it.
get much better. Come free my people, please. Which actually, like, even more, I'm like, this movie was a century of American humiliation also, the movie, because it's like, look at what we could do. Look, we don't need you anymore. We don't need you. You don't get to make this stuff anymore. This is what we do now, and that's beautiful. And take it from us.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening. Here we are at the end of the episode.
Do you think we were too harsh on this beautiful piece of propaganda? Do you think we should have gone harder? Where do you stand on these things? What is your political alignment? Are you even listening to this episode if you don't align with the Chinese Communist Party? I don't know.
If you want to translate this and send it to people in China and get them to free my people, then please do so. Help us out.
Yeah.
Can
you forward this episode to... actually, don't forward this episode. I'm trying to go to... I have no visa anymore to go to China, so I want to go. So,
but isn't it... Can't you Canadians... Isn't there some kind of pipeline being made that you get to go to China easier?
No, well, we don't need visas anymore. We can go to China anytime we want now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm pro all of this. Okay. Maybe like... I can't say I'm a Maoist, maybe. I don't know how that all works, but this is chill. You can protect the DPRK. Please do. That's my stance on this. The events here, good job. Showing up for the homies. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Anyway. Other than sharing and translating this for listeners in China, you can support us via Patreon, Midnight Grappler Animals. Patreon.com/Midnight Grappler Animals. That is my most often flub. There could be a super cut of that, and it would be an hour long. Patreon.com/Midnight Grappler Animals. Nothing that I can really think of that relates to this directly, but we did just finish the month of Zoro, aka Zoro-uary. And there's a couple of total bangers sitting that you should listen to, because we had great conversations around a couple of things. I'm just going to leave them secret. Go to Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Midnight Grappler Animals, and you get to see what those were. $5 a month, and you get a bunch of bonus stuff. And our B-sides are also, we've been banging on the B-sides. It stands for banging sides. They're awesome.
Yes,
we've had a couple good ones. So patreon.com/Midnight Grappler Animals. If you don't got the dough, that's fine. Leave a 5-star review with constructive criticism in the body. That would be great. Then you can communicate with us otherwise in either our Discord or our various Blue Skies, which are linked in the description below. And then if you want to ask us to do AI stuff, or if you want us to advertise your horrible company, you can email us at midnightgrappleranimals@gmail.com.
I'll tell you to die.
Yeah, that too. But for some reason, that's the only people who use email. So anyway, with that, we have one more feature here at Midnight Grappler Animals, and that is Tastemaker's Grab Bag. Lan, what's been making your taste?
What's been grabbing my taste bag?
Sure. Yeah.
I finished Lost Judgment. Fantastic game.
Wow.
It sucks that Ryuga Gotoku series studio is basically fucked for the next few years. So my call to Toshihiro Nagoshi right now is do not fuck up Gang of Dragon. If you fuck up Gang of Dragon, I'm gonna be so pissed. Because Lost Judgment was fantastic. It was a great experience. And that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be my recommendation.
Heard. Lost Judgment. I know.
I got one more.
Oh, good.
Because I'm doing my movie club at work. We did a whole bunch of love themed movies this month. So we did Before Sunrise, When Harry Met Sally, Love on Delivery, and the one I'm going to recommend today is Saving Face, the Alice Wing movie from 2004. Joan Chen is Jesus Christ, Joan Chen is so good. Good movie. I completely forgot about the sex scene in that movie when I chose this for a movie club at work.
That's awesome.
That's
Congratulations to everybody watching a little softcore at work.
Listen, if they could
watch a little bit of porn at work.
If they could survive the diner orgasm scene in When Harry Met Sally, the sex scene in this movie is honestly much tamer than that.
Good to hear.
So,
You talked about love movies, and it did remind me of in this movie, in the Battle of Lake Changjin, they go into the American thing, and there's the pinup on the wall, and like three guys in a row get horny about it and get hit on the head. Good joke. I laughed. I remembered it and I laughed. This is good. All right. I'm recommending a recipe. So a few weeks ago, I went to Costco. Okay. And they had beef shanks, which I've never made, or I don't think ever eaten beef shanks.
You've never shanked a beef before?
No. And I looked at them and I said, I could probably make that into a good meal. And then I left without buying them. And then 2 weeks later, I went back to Costco and I walked by them and I was like, I'm going to make a good meal out of these. So I grabbed them. So this is what you're going to do. Okay. First, you're going to make braised beef shanks. And so you're going to get a what are those called? A Dutch oven, or cast iron pot.
Dutch oven or a crock pot?
Dutch oven, not a crock pot.
Dutch oven, okay.
No, we're going to sear these. Okay. You're going to get your beef shanks. Start off high heat. Turn it to, start high, get the oil nice and smoky. Turn it down to medium high. You're gonna sear the shanks all around, including the fatty edges. 5 to 6 minutes per side, and then like 3 minutes rotate. Keep an eye on the fat. Now, next, you're gonna take those shanks out. You're gonna put them on a plate, and in all that insane, charry, greasy goodness in the pot, you're gonna throw all of your vegetables. So you're gonna throw whatever you want, really, but just make sure there's oil or onion and garlic, right? Are the main thing. You're gonna dump a cup of red wine in there, and you're gonna scrape it. You're gonna turn the heat down a little bit. You're gonna let all that stuff cook, and you're gonna scrape the sides, scrape the bottom, make it all get nice and thick. Then, once it's thickened, you're gonna put the shanks back into the Dutch oven. You're gonna preheat the oven to 325. Shanks back in. Shanks go in the oven for about 3.5 hours. They're going to come out. And they're going to be incredible. Okay? Because you listened to me. Then, you thicken up the sauce, turn it into gravy, have some mashed potatoes and veggies or whatever on the side. You could throw more veggies into the pot. For me, I just wanted the gravy. I didn't want to make a bunch of like stew vegetables. So I just did seasonings and stuff like that and turned that into gravy, and we made mashed potatoes on the side and had a salad. It was so freaking good. It's the best meal I've made for sure. It was so good. And it's not that difficult. It's a lot of work. It's, like 4 hours of, it's like 2 hours of labor is what I would say. So it's not like a simple meal, but on a weekend day when you're like, I want a crazy, like that beef was crazy, real rich, and delicious. So beef shanks. You could also, I think there's a recipe. I mostly followed a recipe that was like grandma's beef shanks. You'd like Google that and probably get a good one. But it was so freaking good. I'm like still thinking about that meal. I can't make it again soon, but I'm like, damn, I could make that for like a big group. I need a bigger Dutch oven. I almost want to buy like a larger Dutch oven to make that as a bigger meal. I'm like obsessed with this meal. Bone in also. You get the bone marrow.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Nice.
that's mine. And that's it for the episode. So thanks for listening. And as always,
Keep on grappling. So easy.
so easy.
Too easy, unfortunately. Actually, you know what? It's too easy. We need to like start doing like
Messing it up
quick time
on
events.
purpose.
No, I was thinking like quick time events.
That's
You know,
so
like
good.
just the thing appears on the screen, and it's like if you don't do it within
It's too
5
easy.
seconds, Keigen gets shot in the head or something. You know, like, I was actually at work. I was doing a survey, and the response rate was really bad. And then I remembered the National Lampoon thing. It's like if you don't buy this magazine, we'll shoot this dog.
Mm,
You know, and I'm
Nice.
like, next time I'll
Yeah.
just do that. Next
yeah,
time
that's a
I'll
good one.
you know, like and subscribe to our Patreon, or else we'll shoot
Or
this.
else.
We'll shoot Keegan's cat.
No, no. Choco will be sacrificed. We.
Oh no, not Choco.
Oh.
I was more okay with sacrificing Chitty because he's named after a Good Place character.
How dare you? He's just a nervous guy. Oh, he's been super annoying this morning. And I had to close the window by where I record, and he was like swiping at me. So I picked him up and I opened the other window in another room and I set him down, and he stayed there for like 30 minutes. He like
Oh my
accepted
God.
a timeout. I'm like, what? Why'd you stay there? What a weirdo. You ready for ARA?
No.